tournament before the Pro Tour. And so we've got some big names looking to get in those reps. And we're going to play some Legacy while we're at it. So let's get to it. It's time to head down to the feature match area for round number 4, the Pro Show here at GP Birmingham. Hello, my friends, and welcome to continued coverage of the Pro Show here at GP Birmingham, and we are getting things started with a Legacy All-Star. It is Andrea Mengucci, very popular, of course, for his Legacy videos, and he's up against Anthony Fernandez, both these players at 3-0, round number 3, exactly where you want to be. And, well, with both players kicking things off with blue fetches, we don't have a great idea of what might be going on, but, Raf, I know you've got your eye on Mengucci's hand. What's he cooking with here?
He has 3 Baleful Strix.
Okay.
Which is a 1-on flyer, Death Touch. When it comes into onto the battlefield, you draw a card. So it sounds a little. When I first saw the card, I thought it was a little weak, but it actually does a lot of stuff.
It really does. Holds off more or less any creature that you care to name, from all the way from Gurmag Angler upwards. Deathrite Shaman, a nice start here for Fernandez. Doesn't look like Mengucci's got a play on turn number 1. He's going to find that. Underground Sea here.
He was on the play, so that's his turn 2. He's going to play the Strix now.
Didn't have anything on his first turn, however. So here is the old Strixarino, first of many, you would say. Gucci Man draws a card.
Also has the power to be blue.
Yeah, that's the other thing. This card really does everything the Legacy format wants. It holds off a huge number of threats, obviously draws a card when it comes in, and in addition to that, blue, so it can be pitched to Force of Will, and an artifact, if that's ever relevant. Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, it was relevant in our second round feature match, where it could have been sacrificed for transmute artifact.
Transmute artifact, that's right.
And a Thopter Foundry.
Young Pyromancer now with a Gitaxian Probe following it up. A nice sequence here for Fernandez. Going to flood the board with a fair bit of power now. And Young Pyromancer, another one of those cards that slots so well into Legacy decks, just purely because it's rewarding players for doing what they want to do anyway, right?
They want to play cheap spells, Brainstorms, Daze, Gitaxian Probe, and you net a 1/1 elemental token every time you do that. So Gitaxian Probe draws a card, makes a 1/1, and checks your opponent's hand, because it's probably the forgotten line of the card. Or draw a card, get a token, that's good enough.
But also,
you actually check your opponent's hand.
Get to see what you're working with here. Here's a Wasteland now. Mengucci seeing that Fernandez is struggling to hit his land drops. So the Shaman means that Fernandez will have a little bit more mana coming down. But another 1/1 here. This Baleful Strix is going to hold off the opposing team. And Mengucci has really gone after Fernandez's mana. I think the right way forward for him.
With only 1 land, Anthony cannot really go off with his Pyromancer. He doesn't have that much room to expand his board, pretty much.
And these 1/1s may look like not look like too much for those of you used to slamming Lyra Dawnbringers in Standard, but in Legacy, a lone 1/1 can ultimately win the game once the dust is settled, and it's a format of very tight edges. Fernandez doesn't seem to have found a land. Doesn't need one right now with this Deathrite Shaman. He can at least cast something. Mengucci with Force of Will and a Thoughtseize in hand. Are we looking to deploy that Thoughtseize perhaps next turn?
Yeah, most likely. Oh, getting 1 mana from Mr. Chairman.
And here's a Ponder. This will help Fernandez find the land drop. Can have a look at the top 3 now. Got those Imperial.
Might be playing Force of Will on the Ponder just to keep Anthony from hitting his land. That would mean he would discard either the 3rd Strix or...
He's got a Snapcaster.
Spell Pierce.
3 cards off the top here for Fernandez. Got those Imperial Recruiter sleeves there.
From which set?
I think from the most recent one, Anniversary Master 25.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, come with me. We'll have a great time. Here's another Gitaxian Probe now, Fernandez.
Yeah, who needs lands in this format?
A number on his life total. Has he found one off the Ponder here? Yeah. Okay, there's a Polluted Delta. Going to shuffle away that last card if he wants to.
So he might have put the Probe first.
Yeah.
Just to have another token.
Pay 2 life, make a 1/1.
Yeah.
It's not a bad deal.
It's a fine deal, but let's see. Mengucci has he's on 19, Anthony's on 13, so there might be Might come down to a race.
It depends how fast Mengucci can kind of start to slam and jam here, because Fernandez now with the land with 4 1/1 tokens and are shuffling away a presumably dead card with that ponder. It means that he is now in a position to start to put the hurt on Mengucci.
I was not saying it was a bad call. I'm just saying it's something you have to think of.
Oh, and a fork bolt. Oh, my goodness me. Clean up on L5. We've got vomit all over the floor here because that is an absolutely disgusting play. We have a fork bolt taking care. That is not a straight up 2-for-1. But it's close to it.
It gives a way to Anthony to attack with the Pyromancer, because the Strix were just there to keep the Pyromancer from attacking. Because trading 1 elemental token for Strix, not a bad deal.
Fork bolt, another card you look at and go, really? Really? But it just is that good, dealing 1 damage to 2 creatures in this format that is filled with Delvers, it's filled with Baleful Strixes, Young Pyromancers, whatever. It's fantastic. And then it kills a Death Ride Shaman as well. Fork bolt is a really good call in Legacy right now. Death Ride Shaman once again providing a mana here for Fernandez. We're going to cast a Brainstorm here. And this young Pyromancer right now is running away with the game. Mengucci looking to press the advantage here. Pitch a Spell Pierce to Force of Will.
Well, I'm pressing the advantage. Don't you say that when you're ahead?
I guess pressing the mana advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the board advantage.
I was a little confused. Maybe my English was lacking a little bit here.
I guess looking to stem the bleeding, you would say.
Yeah.
All right.
But doesn't keep the Pyromancer from making a token.
No.
Because it's upon casting a spell that it triggers.
So Fernandez going to get in with the team, keep that 2-1 back. It's too valuable as a little factory for those elementals. Mengucci without great blocks here, just the lonely 1-1 facing off against 5 damage.
Oh,
and now he's on the clock, man.
Oh, that's it. All right, Fatal Push.
Okay, well, that's an answer to the Pyro, but is it too late here?
It feels a little too late.
Toxic
Deluge would have been a little better here. I don't know. I don't think he's playing it
in the main. I'd be surprised to see that.
Yeah. It looked like one when I saw the hand, but it's not.
Wishful thinking, huh? I bet Gucci Betty wished he had one. So he's going to go after the Death Ride Shaman here. Try to keep Fernandez off for any extra mana. He must be able to deal with all these various 1-1s.
Is Anthony going to Force of Will the Fatal Push? He might, just to get another token.
Sure. Continue to apply pressure on Mengucci here.
He might also wait for another spell.
Be interesting to see what Mengucci has to deal with with these 1-1s here. He's obviously playing the Sultai colors, and that means that it is Golgari Charm is huge in situations like this. Whether he has one or can find it is another matter altogether. Here's a Death Ride Shaman. That can hold off at least one blocker. Or one 1/1 here as a blocker.
So it's 8. I think it's 8, yeah.
Look at this.
8 1/1s.
Fernandez has run us out of the regular 1/1 tokens. We've had to move on to the other one there.
Pretty interesting draw. It's a land that enables Anthony to find a black mana and activate the Death Ride Shaman for its lose 2 life.
Oh, it's drain ability.
Not drain, just 2 damage. No, like lose 2 life, I think. Yep.
Like to be a game changer here for Fernandez. Looking to seal the deal once and for all.
No, that will leave Mengucci down to 1. He can't attack with everything.
In they come. 8 1/1s.
Forcing the blocks.
Going to block 2 of them here. That Shaman's going to eat up one of them. The Strix will trade with another. So going to take 6 down to 4. Mengucci's got to find something fast here.
How good is fetching just for 1 life? Any color for 1 life. When you play Modern and you switch to Legacy.
Yeah.
It feels good to just fetching an Underground Sea or Tropical Island.
Don't forget to get that shock land.
I'll only lose 1, down to 19.
Well, that is the way that it goes here for game number 1. Mengucci is picking up a loss here against Anthony Fernandez. Fernandez with a pretty quick win there off the back of the young Pyromancer, obviously the MVP in this situation.
Oh, it did everything here. Andre could not find a tragic slip early enough to deal with the Pyromancer. And the board was just flooded with elemental tokens. And nothing that but Leovold could do.
So Leovold, the emissary of Tress, we often see this guy as a cornerstone of 4-color control decks in Legacy, or as we've come to know them, the check pile decks. But looks like Mengucci has foregone red altogether. Typically, we see red for cards like Colligan's Command, but obviously he's not considered them necessary for this tournament.
It's a deck he worked with Jeremy Desani, who top aided I think it was the Japanese Legacy GP not too long ago. Was a list very similar to it, and they continued to work together on the deck. That's what they came up with.
Well, Raf, you've got Mengucci's deck list in front of you. As these players hit the sideboards, what are the cards that you've got your eye on that'll make an impact in game number 2?
March Casualties could help Mengucci to deal with the Pyromancer and all the tokens. Match Casualties is a black sorcery spell. Gives a -1/-1 to all the creatures.
All creatures, yep. And you can kick it, of course.
Yep. Disfigure to deal with all the annoying threats.
Deathrite Shaman and so on and so forth, yep.
I don't think he's bringing in surgical extractions. No, I think that might be it. Disfigure. Marsh Casualties.
So Marsh Casualties, obviously the advantage of Marsh Casualties over something like Golgari Charm is that Marsh Casualties only hits your opponent's grid. Or yours. You can target yourself with it.
Yep. Target player.
Inadvisable most of the time. And it can give -2/-2 if you pay 5 for it, but for black, creatures target player controls get -1/-1 until end of turn with kicker 3. And we saw how terrific that card would have been in a situation there for Mengucci and Fernandez, because Mengucci had X1s of his own, but clearing up his opponent's battlefield, that would have been real hot.
What we have to remember from game 1 is that Fernandez won with 0 land on the board for most of the game.
Yeah.
That's how good Deathrite Shaman is.
So good, man. Let's have a look at what Fernandez is working with. A couple of Cabal Therapies, Pyroblast and Diabolic Edict, that's easy for me to say, and Surgical Extraction also at 2. And then a suite of one-ofs, Dismember, Flusterstorm, Abrade, Ancient Graduate, Liliana, and Marsh Casualties as well. What are we looking at here? I mean, are we bringing things like Pyroblast to contest those blue spells?
That could be. An easy way to deal with Leovold as well.
Leovold, a very difficult threat to deal with.
Counter Leovold, which is better than to kill him.
Yeah, definitely. So Leovold, for those of you who haven't seen this card, a relatively recent addition from Conspiracy. This guy is just straight blue, black, green as a 3/3. And it says that opponents can't draw more than one card a turn, so switches off Brainstorms and that sort of thing. And whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, draw a card.
So countering it would not trigger the draw ability. And I would deal with it right away. Mengucci
down to 6 here. He's not going to be happy about that. The Italian Stallion already under the pressure. But Fernandez also down to 6 as well. So which deck here is mulliganing better, do you think?
This is hard to say.
It's hard to say.
So I'm just checking the deck list just in case I find something relevant to say about this question.
Well, it is just pretty classic Grixis Delver here from Fernandez. Not too many tricks for him. Mengucci is playing the usual sort of motley crew of one-ofs here in his Leovold deck. Of course, we've got 2 copies of Leovold, but there's 1 Snapcaster, 1 Diabolic Edict, 1 Spell Pierce, 1 Thoughtseize, and then other things like 3. He's gone for the full 3 there of him to Turex. It's not often that we see the full 4 come in. 2 Abrupt Decay, and then, of course, 4 Deathrite Shaman, 4 Baleful Strix, the cornerstones of this deck here. So, any hints that you can give us here, Raf? It's too close to call.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even. We have if Hymn to Turak resolves on one side, especially Andrea on the play. If he manages to resolve Hymn to Turak on turn 2, the mulligan could actually help him.
Of course, Hymn to Turak, black, sorcery. Target player discards 2 cards
at random.
And that's the most important part of the card, isn't it, Raf?
Yeah, at random. That's not like any of the new cards.
Yeah,
I'm talking about new cards.
Mind rot.
New cards print after Hymn to Turak, after Fallen Empires. So they're the new cards. Not a lot of cards like this.
I mean, even
at random.
Even at something like black, target player discards 2 cards of their choice. That wouldn't be even that good. wouldn't be anywhere near as good as a him.
Yeah, there were cards like this. Wrench Mine, I think.
Wrench Mine is, yeah, the discard
Yes.
2 unless they discard an artifact,
Yeah.
yep.
Didn't see much play.
Strong follow-up for his Deathrite Shaman here for Mengucci. He's got a Fatal Push to answer Fernandez's Deathrite Shaman, and that's pretty big here, Raf. That means that he's ahead on the board, he's ahead on mana, and Mengucci is really firing on all cylinders right now.
Also playing the land before playing the Tragic Slip. Fatal Push
Ponder here for Fernandez. 3 cards off the top.
to play around the days.
4 copies of Days in Fernandez's deck, and that's something that, Days is always one of those cards, man. They've always got it. Except when they don't, they've always got it.
100% of the time.
They've got, look, every time they have it 100% of the time.
Yeah. And they counter your spell.
And they counter the spell every time.
You
But,
you never have it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But when you do,
They don't.
they've got so much mana.
Yeah.
You always draw on turn 5.
They always play around it.
Ugh.
And when they don't, you don't have it.
Here's a bio now for Mengucci. What are we going to go for here? Might start to burn Fernandez out here. If he's just shipped a turn. Doesn't look like Fernandez is going to have the same mana issues as last time. Not that they really stymied him too much here.
Well, he doesn't have a Pyromancer out, so... Fuck bolts.
Fork Bolt now for Mengucci to respond to, and he's going to do so by exiling that Deathrite Shaman, gain 2 life.
Not the most useful mode on the Desert Shaman at the moment. Getting 2 life, pretty relevant at this point.
And I think Mengucci fetched in response to Fernandez fetching there to play around Stifle.
That could be, yeah.
I think that was how we saw it there. But here's a big one here for Mengucci. It is Leovold, Emissary of Tress, going to force an answer for Fernandez as a Daze. They've always got it,
He
Raf.
had it.
Daze takes care of Leovold, and that's very necessary answer there for Fernandez. Mengucci reduced to just 2 cards now. And Fernandez, does he have a Pyromancer?
Here
He
we go.
does. Mengucci with a closing window of opportunity to deal with this threat here. Does he have a Fatal Push in hand? He's going to have to jam it. He does. Puts Fernandez to the question. Doesn't have the answer, so we are back to board parity now. And a Baleful Strix to follow things up for Mengucci here as he plays a land, again playing around Daze, and Drew didn't get a good look at that card.
It was a Golgari Charm.
Golgari Charm. Golgari Charm joining Marsh Casualties as one of the answers to the many 1/1s that flood the board here.
And True Name Nemesis.
A very important point, Raf.
True Name Nemesis is protected from your opponents, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But Marsh Casualties does not target the creature.
No.
So, because you're the player with the True Name Nemesis, it's kind of your fault if it dies.
Yeah, you can turn and go, you did this to me.
Oh, come on.
Save me.
I'm protected from everything they do. Why am I not protected from you and your silly mistakes?
I guess the way to play around Marsh Casualties is give the True Name Nemesis protection from your... No, that doesn't work. You need a Leyline of Sanctity.
That's just a holy armor. Just give it +0/+2.
That also works, yeah. Yeah, put a Kite Shield on it.
Just splash white for a holy armor.
Yeah.
Or any kind of pump stuff.
No.
Or
Holy Armor's the only one.
holy armor, yeah.
Holy Armor's
That's the best.
it's the only one.
I don't know why I thought of this card just right now.
You play Rite of Bells and Lock to give it +2/+1.
Oh yeah, no, that's not as good. Oh, the armor, man, +0/+2. You can pump 2, right? With a 1 white, +0/+1.
Oh yeah. Here's an interesting one now for Mengucci. He's brought in the 1 copy of Life from the Loam, and it looks like he's going to try to snag a couple of those lands back. I think it's going to resolve. Mengucci plays a land, gets back a fetch land. And that's a nice little draw engine from him if he really wants to draw ahead on mana.
I don't think that's his plan. I think his plan with Life from the Loam is to get Wastelands back.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any in the graveyard yet. So I don't think he's going to dredge it back just yet.
No. But should the game go longer and should Mengucci really want to just flood the board with lands, he's going to be in a good position to do so, especially if a Wasteland comes up. But this young Pyromancer needs an answer here, Raf. 6 lands is a lot of lands.
And no Wasteland.
Mengucci is only playing 3, but still you would expect to see one here and there. Fernandez gets to untap with the Pyro, and that is not a good sign here. He's going to kick things off now with a Pyroblast.
Destroy target blue permanent.
So that's going to work real nice for him. And in for 2 now. Ooh, Golgari Charm.
We knew about this one, but just
mean-
surprise on. We're just telling the surprise of his opponent. Ooh, Golgari Charm.
Mengucci was able to cast it on his turn. I guess he wanted to... Is there any reason not to just slam it on your turn there? I mean, I guess
well,
it's going to clean up all... It gives your opponent an extra draw.
That's exactly... yeah, but that's also... He's not really in a rush. Maybe his opponent wants to play another one.
Sure. It also
And
kills his Baleful Strix.
Anthony, to attack, Anthony had to kill the Strix.
Yeah.
So it
So it wasn't doing too much?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just would have thought that, the young Pyromancer is such a kill-on-sight target there. But obviously, Mengucci not looking to sort of...
Is there any enchantment he wanted to keep the Golgari Charm for?
Holy Armor?
Holy Armor. Oh yeah. Because you don't answer to you don't kill the True Name Nemesis.
No, that's the thing.
No, you kill the.
You have to kill the Holy Armor
Holy Armor,
first.
yeah.
You have to kill the Holy Armor, and then you can kill the True Name Nemesis.
Oh, that's not.
We are breaking open Legacy one card at a time here, Raf. Here's a Ponder now for Mengucci.
Putting back. Oh, it's a Ponder.
Yeah.
Putting back 2 lands. He's probably going to fetch first to shuffle the lands away, and then Brainstorm again.
Key interaction of the Legacy format for those who haven't got across this already is the interaction that fetches play with the top cards of your library. One of the reasons we see Brainstorm played so often, it's not just because obviously you can draw 3 cards at instant speed, it's because you can shuffle away bad ones with fetch lands. We're going to see this happen right now. Mengucci's put a Brainstorm on the stack. He's going to draw 3 cards, right? Oh, he's going to dredge first here.
Dredge first, yeah. Instead of fetching, he's dredging away the lands.
So milling away 2 lands here from the top of his library. Nice one with the Life from the Loam there.
Cards.
Draw 2 more. So he's put 3 new cards in his hand thanks to the Brainstorm. He then puts 2 back, and if he wants, he can shuffle them away with the fetch land. An elementary aspect of the Legacy format, but something that is really important and goes so far in showing you why Brainstorm is a mainstay, a staple of the Legacy format.
I like that interaction with Life from the Loam as well. Life from the Loam, Brainstorm, and fetch lands.
Saving one of the fetch land activations there.
Yes. So basically, you always have a fetch land to shuffle away your lands, and then you also have lands to put back on top of your your library.
Yeah,
so you keep all the fuel.
The Spell Pierce now is taking care of that Liliana, the Last Hope, and that's rough stuff for Mengucci.
That's got to sting when you have 6 lands on the board.
And you're getting Spell Pierced? That sucks. Oh, dear. Liliana, the Last Hope, has been a recent inclusion over Liliana of the Veil due to her value engine, thanks to her -1, and the fact that she just picks off so many of the relevant threats in the Legacy format.
Young Pyromancer.
Posing unflipped Delvers. Doesn't quite kill the Death Ride Shaman, but this -1 effect for toughness is just so huge.
It's that True Name Nemesis targeting you.
Mengucci.
And he's left with 1. Is it Life from the Loam in hand? Oh, Wasteland. Here we go.
So now we see Waste.
No. He shuffled. Oh yeah, he shuffled away the Life from the Loam.
Oh sure.
Oh, is it on top still?
No, he shuffled it. He shuffled it away.
Okay.
Yeah, he shuffled it away.
It's too bad now that he has the Wasteland.
So that's the reason we see Diabolic Edict, ladies and gentlemen. It can take care of True Name Nemesis. So the little fish there going out with a fizzle rather than a bang. And a Brainstorm now for Mengucci. 3 cards off the top. And once again, that Polluted Delta means that we're going to shuffle away those bad cards. And a Leovold Emissary of Trest. Once again, a big, heavy-hitting card here for Mengucci. Disfigure in hand, which rather tidily deals with more or less all of Fernandez's threats outside of something like a Gurmag Angler. Mengucci untapping with a Leovold. He's going to shuffle away the cards off the top of his library there. He's getting close to running out of lands to fetch here.
I like the creature tap Advisor.
Advisor, yeah.
That's the job.
Yep. That's his job, man. He's an advisor.
CPA. Elf CPA.
Elf CPA. I just love the handshake. The really high elbow aggressive winner's handshake there.
Do we have a deal?
Good game, man.
Good game. Do you have a deal? Yeah. Want to give me some cards? Okay. Cool. I'll take it. Should do a flip around.
Such confidence.
90-10.
Yeah. Do we have a deal?
Have a deal?
Oh, dear.
90 for me, 10 for you? Okay. Fine.
Yeah, he's wheeling and dealing all over the place. He's also getting him for 3 now.
Also keeping Fernandez from brainstorming. That's a pretty big deal.
So Fernandez can brainstorm on his opponent's turn, and he'll draw 1 card, and then still have to put 2 cards back on top. So this advisor just stone cold shuts down. His advice to you is, don't cast Brainstorm.
Or Taxon Probe.
Mm.
That would not be too good.
No. Pay 2 life, look at your hand.
Or just pay 1 blue, look at your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
Is there Glasses of Urza?
What is it?
Glasses of Urza?
Glasses of Urza.
Urza, yeah, activation.
All right.
It's 1 artifact, 1
I've
mana.
seen this, and it's just a picture of glasses, isn't
yeah,
it?
just glasses, yeah. It's a pretty cool card.
Double Wasteland now for Fernandez. Away go these Underground Seas. Tapping for mana, says Mengucci.
It's a pretty sweet activation. Oh, wait.
Draw 2
Tap.
cards.
Tap, look at your hand. Okay. That's of Urza.
And Mengucci, because of that Wasteland, those Wasteland activations, did get to draw 2 cards off of his Leovold. And another look at it. Look at he's a hungry boy. He snatches that card up the second the Lightning Bolt's put on the stack. So that Leovold gained Mengucci, I think it drew him 3 cards.
Something like that, yeah, with double Wastelands and...
I don't understand why Fernandez double Wastelanded if he was going to have a Lightning Bolt to cast. Maybe he didn't know he had the Bolt, but...
Yeah, did I miss something? Did he draw the Bolt after the Wasteland?
I mean, that was not good sequencing in any case. Whether it was deliberate or not is another question. But Mengucci now has got a grip that is looking very, very full indeed. Running short on blue mana, though. He does have another Underground Sea that he can go and fetch up. But he's got his Trop out. And apart from that,
Toxic Deluge.
only an island. So in hand, a couple of fetches, Disfigure, Toxic Deluge, the single Mago Lancio Rapido, Snapcaster Mage for those playing at home.
So he has answers for pretty much everything. If there's a Gurmag Angler, he has the
Diabolic Edict.
Diabolic Edict in the graveyard.
Yep.
And yeah, and he just scoops it. With Andrea, with only 1 threat in hand.
Yeah.
Fernandez
Fernandez just recognizes like
he's not coming back from this.
He's wiggling and waggling his beard around in agreement.
I'm not getting back.
No,
I'm
no,
not getting right.
not winning this.
I'm not winning this.
Not happening. No, not happening there. So Mengucci takes out game number 2 here, and these guys are tied up the goalpost 1-1. Salto Leovold going up against Grixis Delver. That is the battle of modern Legacy. Although we do see 4-color Delver, Czech Pile getting it done in Legacy a lot. But Mengucci has forewent the option to play red. Not playing those Colligan's commands, not playing those Fork Bolts or those Lightning Bolts or what have you. Just going on straight 3 colors here. We saw Life from the Loam do a little bit of work there, although ultimately it was shuffled away. Just a 1-of in the board. I think a reasonable option for him here.
I like it with Wasteland to keep your opponent from... just target 1 color and you go hard on it. Maybe just the blue so that you keep them away from Daze.
Keep those islands off the table. We didn't really see how good the Life from the Loam can be there when you're recurring Wasteland every turn, but yeah, it's devastating. If you've ever played with Wasteland and Ramming Up Excavator or Wasteland and Crucible of Worlds, you'll know the feeling of just getting your opponent every single turn. And what's Fernandez working with basics? Just straight up 0, right?
No, he does not have any.
Not a single basic.
He has basically 6 lands.
There's basically 6 lands, or does he have 6 basic lands?
No, he's 6 lands that produce colored mana.
So that's it.
And 4 Wastelands.
So Wasteland is a pretty huge haymaker against Grixis Delver when you can shut them off from casting their spells. The problem is, Raph, they get on the board so early.
Mm-hmm. But when the game lasts a little longer, then the Wastelands actually matter a lot. Like we've seen Andrea being spell pierced with 6 lands on the
with
board.
6 lands in play.
So
yeah, it was rough stuff there for the Italian. And so Fernandez now, after having won game 1, he's going to have to contest a game 3 after Mengucci gets up in the second game. What are the key cards that are going to define this matchup? I think it comes down to Fernandez sticking and protecting an early threat, right?
A Young Pyromancer, yeah. Pretty much, I think Young Pyromancer and True Name Nemesis are the main threats.
Gucci down to 6 again. Guy can't catch a break. Gucci main.
Delver is just a 1-for-1. I think it's
easy to answer, right?
Yeah, I don't think Delver is the VIP in this matchup. Could be just a 1-1-for-1 for like a couple turns.
And this is the thing, Mengucci's deck has so many ways to kill it, right?
Fatal Push, Edict.
Yeah.
Especially Fatal Push because it's a one mana for a removal spell, and then there's Snapcaster to get it back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice even trade there, as we see now. Menguchi down to 6. Just the one copy of Snapcaster Mage in Menguchi 75, but it can do a lot of work. So 6. Seems like a decent 6, to be honest. It's got a Ponder, got a Brainstorm.
It's no removal.
No removal, but I'm sure he'll be able to dig to it with those blue cards. See what Fernandez has on turn 1. If it's going to be a Death Road Shaman, then Menguchi could be in a world of pain.
You mean France? Word of pain?
World of bread?
Word of bread? Word of baguette?
Le Monde de Pain. It's Le Monde, isn't it? Not La Monde.
Le Monde.
Le.
Yeah. Masculine.
Death Road Shaman now for Fernandez, opening the account. Menguchi. Has he found some way to deal with it? Here's a basic island. Any reason to fetch the basic there? Worried about an opposing wasteland?
Mm-hmm.
We see a Ponder here.
He needs the second mana for Diabolic Edict. Oh, Fatal Push.
Fatal Push, nice one off the top here.
And Snapcaster Mage.
All right. You're going to be happy with this Ponder, you would think.
So, the way he put them back is to protect the second removal from Cabal Therapy, for example.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't have to worry about that out of Fernandez's deck here, but all the same, that is the way you play it. We use the top of your library as a way to hide cards from black discard spells. Here's a Brainstorm now for Fernandez.
Pretty sweet hand as well.
Puts back 2 lands. We may see him... No, doesn't have a fetch, so he's going to have to draw one of those lands. So he's kind of locked on the Brainstorm front here. 2 lands on top. Back to Menguchi. Swamp. Does have ways to deal with this Shaman should he choose to, although... What's Fernandez working with in the way of interaction? I can see a Pyroblast
double
there.
Force of Will, Pyroblast. Is that Spell Pierce as well? It's another Brainstorm. Double Force of Will, Pyroblast. True Name Nemesis. And I think that's it. And a Brainstorm.
Fernandez does have the option to force this this push here. Or are we going to see...
Brainstorm? Well, he knows 2 of them, so... It's land, and something else.
It's going to be a Brainstorm. Let's see what Fernandez wants to work with here.
I think he wants to know if he needs to keep backup for his 2-name Nemesis.
So Menguchi passes, just a blue open, so he can fire off that Brainstorm if he chooses. Here's 3 mana. It's a true name Nemesis. This may provoke a response here from the Gucci main. Let's see what he's up to.
It's pretty good position for Andrea here.
So let's go.
He's
got the Edict, right?
He has the Edict, and he has a Spell Pierce to back up the Edict. So that's probably gonna face it. Yeah, Force of Will, and then Spell Pierce can counter Force of Will. Yep.
So Edict targeting, well, Fernandez, essentially the Trino Nemesis, and Fernandez responds with a Force of Will that gets met by an opposing Spell Pierce, pitching the Force of Will as well for Fernandez, so he has no answers, and Menguchi has wriggled and jiggled his way out of this rather tricky spot.
And a mulligan, so they're back to 1-1.
Yeah, this is the thing, because now Fernandez is down a card, right?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying Force of Will is necessary, but it's not like when you play it and it doesn't work out your way, you're left with pretty much nothing. So 2 cards for 1, and then you get countered for like a 1 mana card. That's backbreaking.
But sometimes you just need it. You need to hit that Entomb, or you need to hit that Reanimate or whatever. Yeah. But no, I think you're right. Now we're going to see a Wasteland on the Volk here.
Maybe it's not the norm, but this is the kind of matchup I don't like Force of Will in.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised to see this still
if you're
in.
on the Grex's Delver,
I don't think they're good.
Because they play so many things to counter your Force of Will.
Yeah.
They play their own, and you have to protect your threats. So you're going to be tapped out when you play your threats, or you're going to have less mana available, and they're going to counter with Force of Will, and they can Spell Pierce your Force of Will. It's going to be hard to back up your Force of Will.
Yeah.
So you're just going to lose a card.
And you're going to, that's it. You're going to lose a card for essentially a lot of the time, not much gain. Here's a Snapcaster Mage. Raph, I want to know your opinion on this, and I'm very ready to be wrong about this. In Modern,
yes,
when you're playing against opposing blue decks, if you're playing Cryptic Command, often Cryptic Command is not a great card in those situations because it's so vulnerable to things like Remand. It's such an expensive and clunky counterspell that you will look to shave a number of Cryptic Commands when looking to fight permission battles on the stack. Is Force of Will a similar type of card in that it is not great against opposing blue decks that have cheap ways to to counter your expensive counterspell.
If you want to play Cryptic as a counterspell, yes.
That's
yeah. Well, it has other modes, so that kind of makes up for it. But Force of Will doesn't do anything else.
No.
It's just you pretty much have to pitch to exile a blue card from your hand. So.
And if you're paying 5, like, you're still
Yeah,
going to get spell pierced.
Yeah, and you also have 5 mana, so you're in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, that's it. If you're paying 5 mana for a Force of Will, it's not going well for you. Here's the Snapcaster Mage getting in for 2. Beats by Snapcaster. Let's get it done here. Fernandez now off the top, doesn't flip the Delver. Never lucky. Anthony
They never have
Fernandez.
it. He doesn't have red for Pyromancer. If he has it, he doesn't have green, but it doesn't really matter because he has black to cast this enchantment.
And the little Delver gets in. Not even the Flying Man, just the Walking Man. Little
Walking Man.
1 mana 1/1 there.
There's some cards like this. Spirit, I think.
There's like
Wandering one.
yeah. There's also like Apprentice Wizard or something.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Just a 1 mana 1/1. Bad Wizard, I think it's called.
I like Wandering One. You said Flying Man,
Flying Man.
and Wandering One.
Wandering One.
It's Wandering Man. And Liliana the Last Hope is going to probably walk away with this game.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
Not even run away.
No, she's gonna walk away with it.
A slow.
Yeah. Well, that's what the zombies do. They just walk away.
Yeah, they sort of shamble away, don't they?
Yeah, shamble. Not like in the movie with Will Smith. What is it? I'm a Legend, where they're like super fast.
I Am Legend. You know they were originally vampires in the book.
Well, I don't know. I haven't read the book.
Yeah, they're in the book they were vampires. Yep. Yep.
Well,
Getting a nod of approval from our producer Stephen Leeming.
Who's very much into.
And he's also telling us that he prefers the Charlton Heston version of that story, the Omega Man.
So March Casualties takes care of True Name Nemesis.
Easy game.
Yeah, there's no coming back from this for Anthony. Yeah, Delver is going to meet his fate with a -2/-1 from Liliana.
And Mengucci drawing further and further ahead here. This is not looking good for his opponent. All he needs to do really put the finishing touches on this game here. And that'll be that. Fugitive Wizard. We finally found it. The 1 mana 1/1.
After for 5 minutes I've been calling the cards, not my job.
And that is that there for Anthony Fernandez. He becomes the Fugitive Wizard and has to go into the realm of 3-1. But Andrea Mengucci pulls together a 2-1 victory over his opponent after eventually pulling ahead with much more powerful cards. Fernandez not able to pull together that tempo game that he needed to win that game. So there, the Legacy Specialist Andrea Mengucci wins game number 2, game number 3 as well, and takes out round number 4. Easy game. He is, of course, hunting for that elusive first GP top 8. He's got 3 Pro Tour top 8s, Raf, but would you believe it? 0 GP top 8s.
It's too hard, man. GPs are too hard.
Yeah, they're so hard. He's working his way down. I don't think he's even won a game day. I think he's going, I'll take care of the top 8s at the Pro Tour first, then I'll get the GP wins, and then I'll start working on game day, Magic Celebration, and then, the drafts, the casual drafts at home. That's the way it goes. Anyway, my friends, we've got Time Walk Magic coming your way. That's the good news. The bad news, however, is we've got to go to some ads. On the other side of them, we will be back with more Legacy here from GP Birmingham. Riley and Raf, we'll see you back here very soon. Welcome back to the tournament floor here at GP Birmingham. My name's Riley Knight. I've got the great privilege to be joined by my good friend Raphael Levy, the French Hall of Famer and national kickboxing, Thai judo champion karate man. It's great to have you along, Raph. Let's get underway with some time walk magic. Now, as we are getting close to the end of this this round IRL, we are going to jump into this one halfway through here. Game number 2. Javier Dominguez, many people will be familiar with him with his second place finish at Worlds last year, the World Championship, Raph. And Tobias Meath on this check pile, this 4-color control list that we've seen floating around in Legacy recently.
So Javier is playing the exact same deck list as
an exact 75.
Yeah. They, the three of them, Javier, Andrea, and Jeremy, who actually top 2'd at GP Seattle. That was not a GP in Japan, GP Seattle, a couple months ago. They worked on this list. And worked out fun for Andrea this round.
It's looking pretty good for Dominguez as well, as he's got double Planeswalkers dueling against Tobias's single Liliana the Last Hope. But if you've got an active Jace, you've got to be happy with that. We'll see what Meath has to say about things, however.
Was she undateable or something? She's single?
Yeah, the dream team has been assembled on the left-hand side of the screen. For all of those Jace Liliana loyalists, they've gone through a rocky patch in their relationship at the moment.
Have they?
No, Jace has organised a date with Vraska, man. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Got across the Magic Story, they've got a date lined up on Ravnica.
Oh.
And Liliana, instead, hanging out, of course, on Dominaria with Gideon, with old
That's a good catch, too.
Hercules McMuscles there. With old Chad Beefsteak. Dominguez now. He's going to continue to put the pressure on Meath now. He's sitting pretty. Drawing extra cards, activating Planeswalkers. He's having a great time. Here's him to Turak. It's the Wolf version.
I love this one. This is the beast. The doggy version.
It is the best one, man. That's it. So 2 cards taken out of the hand of Meath. See what he's left to work with. Snapcaster Mage. I think the other one, is that another blue card there?
I think it's a Snapcaster Mage.
Double snaps.
And the other one is Snapcaster Mage.
So, mill 2. Baleful Streaks back to the hand of Dominguez. Nice little draw engine he's assembled here with his Liliana.
Abrupt Decay Liliana.
Abrupt Decay, even maybe targeting the Death Rite Shaman. It's going to be the Shaman here, Raph.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's fine too. I mean, he's on 16 now. Because Liliana can bring back the Shaman. So.
And now we've got a Wasteland targeting that Bayou, looking to cut him off his black mana. Here's a Snapcaster Mage.
That's why. Yeah, he wanted to kill the Desert Shaman to protect his Planeswalkers. Yeah, because both of them are on 3, and he knew. I can imagine he knew about a Snapcaster Mage.
Sure.
So that would have been 3 power of creatures
attacking
any of the Planeswalker, any of the 2 lovers right there.
Well, ex-lovers, I think, Raph.
Ex-lovers, okay.
Need to catch up on you. I'll sit you down for a bit of a chat later on, Raph, and we'll get across.
Gossip and Hollywood gossip.
Hollywood gossip, all the latest from the Planeswalkers across the multiverse. I think you're still. I mean, you know the Weatherlight saga backwards, but
I know.
You know all about that, yeah. But you don't know.
I read the magazines back in.
You're reading
in the
People
90s.
magazine back then. But you don't know what's going on here. Snapcaster Mage getting across and teaching Jace a lesson.
I didn't renew my subscription to.
You do. MTGstory.com will get you across all of it. Here's a hint to Turak from Dominguez. Or for Dominguez, I should say. He's got a Force. Did you just cast the Force?
I don't know. Do you want to keep a Strix, or do you want to... And this is a 1 in 3 chance that it ends up exactly the same and you keep 1 life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I chance it, yeah.
All right. Roll the bones. Let's go.
It's not like the Strix was so much better than the other one. Especially with the Liliana in the graveyard. You want the Strix in the graveyard to bring it back.
So he does exactly that. Bins a Strix, keeps a Strix. Force is another casualty of that him.
I think that was just better.
All right. Brainstorm with the Jace. Yep. All right. 3 cards off the top here for Dominguez. Continues to pull further ahead. And a Golgari Charm to take care of that Snapcaster Mage as well. Going to put it on top, however. Guess he wants to brainstorm into it in the face of something like a him to Turak.
Oh, he's just killing it.
Oh, just kill the just the onboard answer. Sure. Okay. All right. Thanks, Javier Dominguez, making me look like a fool. Not that I need help in that regard.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh yeah,
as it is.
Yeah, that's it. I don't need any extra help, right?
And if you need, like extra help, I can provide that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you know, man.
Have a little hat for you.
Here's the death threat. A death threat.
Death threat Strix. Okay.
Okay. I'll see myself out.
All right, so I'm all alone now in the booth with a Snapcaster Strix and
Snapcaster Strix?
Baleful Strix.
Baleful Mage.
The Baleful Mage.
So a little owl comes down. Hoot, hoot. See what Meath's got going now is he's got 3 cards in hand. Dominguez.
He can kill the Strix, but that would keep him from getting a Snapcaster Mage from the graveyard.
And a Death Ride Shaman now as the follow-up here for Meath. So let's see what's up now for Dominguez's next play. It is a Brainstorm.
Ooh, Sylvan Library.
Sylvan Library, Spell Pierce, Baleful Strix. All in hand for Dominguez. 2 of them have to go back on top here. He's going to pop the Pierce and the Library.
He's going to draw them all anyway, so
Yeah.
he's going to Brainstorm again. With the
With the old Jace activation there. So let's see what's up here. Dominguez also has the option. No, he's going to Fate Seal. All right, here we go. So he has a look at the top card of Meath's library. If he doesn't like it, he can put it on the bottom, and he's going to do that. And that is, I mean, it's never a good feeling regardless, but it's certainly not. It's a much worse feeling when they leave it on top. When they look at a card and they're like, "You're good. Enjoy drawing that next turn."
That's right. So he didn't Brainstorm, so
No. Another Baleful Strix here. The value keeps on rolling. So he's going to draw this Sylvan Library off the top. Or did he leave the Pierce on top? We'll see.
So he
Snapcaster
might
Mage
play-
firstly.
Yeah, he might play Brainstorm here to get the library,
Mm-hmm.
or he can just do
Abrupt
that.
Decay. All right. Just continuing to keep Meath's board as small as possible. Abrupt Decay. Exile to the Snapcaster Mage. And now Dominguez goes downstairs. Going to mill the library and the Jace here. Get back the Baleful Strix. And that value train keeps chugging away here. Snapcaster Mage joins us for no value here for Tobias Meat.
Is it Leovold? Yes, that's a Leovold in Tobias's hand.
Meath now. Going to go get some lunch. Let's attack this Liliana. And the Snapcaster Mage is going to bounce off each other and both hit the bin. Liliana down to 1. Here's a Leovold now for Meath. Spell Pierce, not an answer to that. And as a result, Dominguez is going to have to work through this 3-3 now. Going to unsummon it. And that means that Meath gets to draw a card.
So
Baleful Strix.
which power couple do you prefer? Jason and Liana or Jay-Z and Beyonce? So,
Well, one of them is still together, so I think I'll have to go for them. Liliana and Jace are not really an item anymore. So Dominguez dumps his hand onto the battlefield. Back to Meath now, who had his Leovold unsummoned last turn. And that meant that Dominguez was looking to make hay while the sun was shining and cast those Baleful Strixes, draw those cards, because of course they would have just been 1-mana flying death touches there. Here's a Bolt.
oh.
And a follow-up now, of course. It is, once again, the Leovold Emissary of Tress. So Meath playing around Spell Pierce there. Not that he needed to, with Dominguez being tapped out.
And Live from the Loam, getting the Wastelands back. Could be a plan.
Does Meath have a graveyard? Just hiding away off screen?
I think it's out there.
Unsummon again. So Dominguez looking for the full tempo play here.
Yeah, and get a Wasteland back and destroy the green mana. And
Okay.
Abrupt Decay the
The Death Row Shaman.
this with Shaman.
Live from the Loam here. And this is the angle of attack now, dude.
Do I get something right in this game? So far, I didn't. I didn't card the right shot so far.
Well, let's see if you can get it now. Abrupt Decay.
I think I got this.
Abrupt Decay. He targets.
Oh, there's no other target.
Well, there's 3 other targets.
Oh yeah, right.
No, he's going to target the correct one. There is the
finally
Death Rat
got something
Shaman.
right.
And chuck this Wasteland right at your Domsky. And this means that Meath has to peel in order to recast that emissary of Trest. Does he have a deal?
But then, even if he does,
He does not.
even if he did,
Yeah.
he would have be bounced back
Once
and
again.
then wastelanded
Again.
again. But
So,
even with an extra card, that would not make a difference.
Dominguez with a tidy lock there, and he's going to close that game out. Game number 3 now between Tobias Meat on a check pile and Javier Dominguez on 3-color Leovold. And we're seeing a Force of Will on the Death Ride Shaman. Turn number 1 here. Dominguez pitches a Jace in order to take the 1-2 off the battlefield. We'll never really let it get there. And a Sylvan Library hits a Spell Pierce from Dominguez, who's continuing to play a very tempo-focused game here, keeping Meath off the board, and he's done well so far.
Down the card, though.
Down a card indeed, as you say there, Raf. So, draws a card, leaving his library in the middle of the battlefield there. Interesting choice from him. And we're going to see him fetch out something with a Misty Rainforest.
I don't need these cards. You can keep my
Yeah.
deck. It's fine. Play with my starting hand.
Play with my starting hand, that's it. Don't need any of the cards. Looks like he does, though. He's going to grab a Bayou.
Him to Turak. Yep.
And it is a him once again. Howling at the Moon. 4 cards. Down to 2 cards. At random, of course, discarded. Very important part of that that puzzle. And all of a sudden, he's not in a great position. A Baleful Strix. Let's see if he can find something off that. So Polluted Delta, Scalding Tarn, and a blue card in hand.
No third land.
No third land for Dominguez.
This is a Leovold and a Liliana in hand.
Ugh. In comes the Strix. Get you for 1. Polluted Delta. And a Snapcaster Mage joins the Bolt in Meat's hand. And here is the Liliana. Slay the bird. And it's over to Meat. So he can Bolt, Snap, Bolt here. He's going to double fetch now. What do you do? Bolt the Liliana? Attack it with a Snapcaster? Bolt the face?
This is tough. This is tough one.
Or you want to save the Bolt for opposing Leovold, something like that? It's hard, man.
Well, if he has he has Bolt and Snapcaster in hand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Oh, we're just going to cast the no-value Bolt. Oh, what? It doesn't have any instant sorceries in the graveyard.
Oh, just a 2/2. A 2/1, sorry.
Just the old Ambush Viper here,
Without that touch.
without Death Touch. We've received intelligence here, Raf, that Meat has actually boarded out all of his Forces of Will.
It's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad.
So I got some intelligence as well from someone outside the tournament.
Oh, yeah?
Told me that the Bug Leovold decks sideboard out the Force of Will against
Force of Will as well.
against not in this matchup, but against
Grixis Delver?
Blue Green Red.
Teamer Delver.
Teamer Delver, yes.
Okay. Him to Turek once again here, and Meat is going to Bolt the Liliana in response, so he's hellbent. Doesn't have to discard any cards.
That's a lot of hand gesture.
Yep. A lot of magic sign language going on here. And Dominguez not a great position in the face of this Leovold here. Away goes Liliana. And Dominguez has been switched off from, well, a lot of cards like Ponder, Brainstorm, all these things doing very little. Dominguez takes another 3.
Oh, look at this counterspell in Tobias's hand.
Yeah?
I think it's a counterspell.
Is it actual literal counterspell?
I think it is.
Just as the one off. Yeah, he's got one in his deck.
He's got one. A beautiful.
This is a Baleful Strix.
The beautiful arena
Counterspell.
counterspell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see if we get a look at that. Fatal Push in the hand of Dominguez.
Do you know what the other card was printed at the same time as counterspell? The arena counterspell.
What was it?
I think it was Incinerate.
In for 4.
Was it the Incinerate arena?
And a Jace now. He's going to eat a Force of Will from Dominguez.
I think it was.
Fatal Push Ponder in hand. Choosing to do nothing here. That Fatal Push could remove the Leovold with that Wasteland. And extends the hand here for Tobias Meath, who manages to pull together a victory in the face of that Leovold emissary of Tress. Was there a reason there? I don't understand why the that fatal push wasn't leveraged, but that is the way that it goes there. And Tobias Meath takes out the third game and indeed the match. Now, my friends, we do have pairings up for the next round. You can see behind us players getting seated and getting ready for round number 5. And before very much longer, Simon Gertzen will be joined by Tim Willoughby in the booth, and they'll be bringing you live coverage of round number 5 here at GP Birmingham as the Pro Show continues. And we've kicked off the Pro Show in style. Andrea Mengucci, Javier Dominguez, some of the biggest names in European Magic. But we've had pros join us from all around the world, Raf.
From Japan. From the US.
Who are some of the names that we can expect to see this weekend?
Jerry Thompson.
Jerry Thompson's here just playing Standard. He's not playing Legacy, but here for, again, the biggest Standard tournament in the lead up to the Pro Tour.
I saw Greg Kowalski.
Okay.
I think he's playing the Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Juza.
Martin Juza was crushing the Bounty and the Spell Slinging events yesterday.
Who else? What have you seen?
We've seen, there are obviously all the regular faces here from around the GP circuit. We've seen Petr Turek and a bunch of other people there like that. But I'm really interested to see how things go in Standard. I mean, we've got 2 full days of Legacy as well, but Standard's going to be one of the proving grounds for these players here as we head closer and closer towards the Pro Tour.
Yeah, very interesting to see what they brewed up, and good inspiration for place for the PT.
Anyone looking to contest things in Richmond. But right now, my friends, we've got to go to a break. We'll see you on the other side of it. Tim and Simon will be replacing us in the booth, and we're hoping you'll be able to join us here for round number 5 here at GP Birmingham. We'll see you back here very soon.